why did you decide to solve the problem that you're solving at Alma Angels, right? Which is focusing on women founders. And obviously, if it's not clear for people listening, David is not a woman. I know you have some women partners, of course, but like, why was this a problem that you decided needed to be solved, and why, in a way, with the solution that you came up with?
I'll talk about my own personal journey into this, because my co-founders have different approaches and, well, different stories, of course, but also like they come from different backgrounds. But I think for me, a lot of it was self-reflecting on my own personal journey within the world of diversity and inclusion. I grew up in Israel, where I was basically part of a majority, and I never experienced anti-Semitism or being part of a minority till I left, and suddenly I got exposed to it in different ecosystems and different scenarios, and it made me reflect a lot about what it means being part of a minority. And when 2017, when the Me Too movement happened, I was a partner in the fund in ADD, and I remember I was like furious. I was like, what do you mean sexual harassment in our industry? Like, in a very naive manner, I was like, this should not be. We're focused on meritocracy. It's about execution. And I remember having a conversation with my wife, and she was like, David, men with money and power, it happens in every industry. Like, and I was like, yeah, but, and this goes back to the aspect of the privilege I had of not suffering from the problem, that I wasn't even aware that it is a problem. It was like really eye-opening. And I remember at the time I went to women in the tech and venture industry that I knew, and I was like, we need to do something. Like, what can we do to address this? And one of them took me aside and said, it's okay, we know who they are. We just can't do anything. I was like, what do you mean? Like, yeah, it's a network business. They have money. People want to be connected with them. They'll continue doing that. And it will be very difficult to fight against. And I was furious. And it was funny because I, as a middle-aged white there, was more furious than most of the women, because they're just accustomed. They lived with it. So they know the reality of stuff. At that time, I decided, okay, I'll do what I can do. Like, if I want to see the change, I'll just stop being active and proactive in this space. And I decided that every woman that I know or that reaches out, that works in tech or in IP-driven businesses, because that's, as a VC and investor, that's my forte, I'll put 1 hour a week to support them pro bono, get them feedback, but also connect them to investors, because feedback is nice, but money is what matters. And over 2 years, I spent up, I think I worked with close to 100 women, more or less. And, you don't spend a lot of time, but you end up catching up in different events, and they're like, oh, I saw you close this round. How did it go? And I became friends with many of them. And over time, I started hearing what today I call the shit show of fundraising while being a woman, which is completely different to fundraising while being a man. There's two aspects of it. A, the misogynist assholes. Okay, so the number of time the woman is the CEO, she's in the room, and all the investors just talk to the guy. And sometimes the guy isn't even the CTO, it's just the PA. And it doesn't happen once or twice, it's like it happen all the time. And like comments like, yeah, but when you're gonna have kids, we're gonna bring a proper CEO to replace you. Being said more than once or twice, like, and different women from different investors. But what really got to me was the casual sexual harassment and how it was embedded. Like, almost every woman I'd worked with, like, and this is in hindsight after I talked to most of them, had at least one story where, and then he said, let's meet up in my hotel room and close the deal.